of questions coming in. Let's get started. My name is Bill Brown. I think maybe you've all seen me before, or maybe we've had an actual chance to meet in person. I hope so. If we haven't, we will. But I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management. It's great to have you all with us. As I know that the numbers keep coming in, people keep joining, but and keep doing that. This is sort of the kickoff toward our Accepted Student Month of April. I know this is the month where people are either making their decision on where their fall will be, or they're just sort of confirming and making sure all that's set, or getting questions answered and all those kinds of things. But we're kicking things off really appropriately with a chance for you to meet our president, who is right there on the really Hood screen, and Dr. Andrea Chapdelaine is the president of Hood College. It's a pleasure to have her really lead this effort of this institution. It's a wonderful place, and we have had wonderful opportunities to grow in many ways. And so we're eager to have you join this adventure and the journey that we're on. So with all that, I will turn this over to Dr. Chapdelaine, or Pres Chap, that is the way many students will refer to her, which is a wonderful thing. So I'll turn it over to Pres Chap.
Thanks, Bill. Also, before I get started, I just want to acknowledge the other two folks on our screen with us, are Peyton Mills, and now you see her, now you don't, and Biz Gomer, both members of our admission team. So they're here to help with Q&A and any logistics. So anything you have for them, thanks for joining us both. And making sure that I don't mess up the Zoom, that's also important. So good morning, everyone. As Bill said, everyone here calls me Pres Chap, and I appreciate that sense of warmth and community. And even with my mask on, it's great when people see me and say hello in that way. So I'm really sorry that you're not able to be with us on campus today. I am not making up what's behind me. If you went outside my office is like right on one of those windows you can see over my right shoulder. It looks exactly like that. The cherry blossoms are just booming on campus, and it's so beautiful. So I wanted you to see that. I also wanted you to know one of the great traditions that we have is our new students, when you come in the fall, we give you a t-shirt, and it's a different t-shirt, different design every year. So I thought you should see, this is one of my favorites in the time I've been here. So as you can see, I'm a little short, but it says Hood is home. And it just rings so true. That's why it's one of my very favorite ones, because we really do feel like this is a place where eventually you will feel it's your other home, beyond where you are now with your family. So congratulations. This class is one of the most diverse, achieved, and large in terms of the number of applications we received this year that has been in the college's history, and certainly in my now 6th year of presidency. And so you are to be congratulated for your acceptance into Hood. That in itself is an amazing achievement. I also know that the majority of you, although not quite all of you yet, have made the decision to come and be with us in the fall. And I say this every year, but more than ever this year, I cannot wait to see you and to actually physically be with each and every one of you. And that may be one of your questions, and the answer is yes. We plan to be fully on campus, fully back to whatever the new normal, I hate to use that over term, but there it is, on campus. So that is our plan. Of course, we have had to adopt and change plans as we've gone along through this pandemic, but we have been fully on campus since the fall. We were one of only 3 colleges, private colleges in Maryland, to open in the fall, and we did very successfully. We have always had COVID positivity rates significantly lower than what's surrounding us in the community, and that's all because of our amazing students doing such a good job and following the protocols. And I think that speaks to our community. They wanted to keep each other safe. They wanted to keep their faculty and staff safe, and they wanted to be here. And so we're willing to make the sacrifices necessary to make that happen. So it's all plan ahead in that same way in the fall. So as you know from looking at the admission website, there's a lot of events set up over this next month to help you get a better sense of Hood. Please take advantage of that. Get to know the faculty, the staff, the other students. Even if you can't come to any live events, do the recordings of those. And of course, visit campus if you can. I think that you should see how pretty campus is up close and personal. I know because you have been through this process, I know you know that Hood is a great school and that we offer amazing programs. We've been increasing the amount of opportunities for internships and research for our students. We have a great location in a wonderful town, and we know that you will leave Hood highly prepared for whatever career path you have chosen. But again, I want to emphasize the importance of selecting a place like Hood where students always come first, and we try to live our values of being a strong community. What does that mean? That means alumni who are always there and ready to support you and network for you, to find you that internship, to find you that first interview. It also means that during your time here, students have a role. I, as just one example of this, yesterday was interviewing for another member of my senior team, in fact, a vice president of community, and students were very much a part of that process. So they are right beside me interviewing candidates and giving very valuable, amazing feedback. They've done such a wonderful job on who would be the right person to fill that role here at Hood. So every student, each of our students matter here, and you have a role to play here. And we also know you. We have accepted you because of who you are, your academic record, your activities, your leadership positions, your volunteerism, your passion for higher learning. So that will continue. We already consider you a unique and valuable member of the Hood community. It's why I feel, and I hope you can see the passion in me for this place. I'm so blessed and honored to be president of this great college. I really do have the best job ever. And I know it is why you will love being a part of this community as well. These are exciting times for Hood. I know the pandemic has been so very hard, and my heart aches for each of you and what you have been through, and the resilience you have shown to get to this point is just inspiring. But we have a lot to look forward to. As I said, we are growing. We have started some really exciting new academic programs. Some you'll get the flavor for in these mini courses. We just opened a fully renovated library that our students are just raving about. We have our new residence hall. As I mentioned, an increase in extracurricular and experiential learning opportunities, and just a lot of expansion in the kinds of partnerships we have outside of Hood to provide you those opportunities you're seeking. So if you have not been one of those who have already raised your hand and said, I am Hood, please do visit the admissions website and say, I'm ready to be a Blazer, because we're ready to have you as a Blazer. So I will stop there, and I think we will have some time. You can ask me any questions. Oh, I'm sorry, I did want to say one more thing. To the parents and families who have joined us, I want to say congratulations to you as well, because I know it takes a village to make the college process happen, and it takes a lot of sacrifice and commitment from everyone involved. I am still a college parent. I have a junior in college this year, so I certainly understand some of the challenges you've been through, and say that that community extends to you as well. Our families are part of our community. And I just sent out an email to all of our family members yesterday talking a little bit about our fall plans. And I wanted to mention one question that has come up recently from our parents of our current students, which is getting a lot of attention in the news right now, is whether or not colleges will be requiring vaccines in the fall. Currently, the vaccines, I'm sure you all know this, are under emergency authorization usage. So we will not require vaccines until they are considered normal usage and fully approved by the FDA. However, I do want to say we are strongly, strongly, strongly encouraging it. Keeping our campus safe, vaccination is a part of that puzzle in addition to the testing and the protocol, some of which we may still have to have in the fall. But the more of us that are vaccinated, the more that will allow us to allow normal operations. So I give you that, and we actually are very happy that our advocacy has allowed a special vaccination clinic next week for our residential students so that they can be vaccinated prior to returning to their homes so that they're not traveling not fully vaccinated. So that is where that, I know that's a question that will come up, so I figured I'd answer it just to start. So again, I will stop there and we will try to answer questions as we can. So Biz, Peyton, if there's anything you want me to speak to the whole group about, or Bill, that you have seen in the Q&A or chat, we're watching both of those. So
we are getting some questions, and David had a question about the honors program. I know many of these students have been offered a place in the honors program, and so they're excited about it, but some information about that. He also has, there's also another question he has about housing, but anything that you'd like to share about the honors program?
Okay, so we have an honors program that is fully overseen by two very awesome, I can't say it any other way, faculty, and they would be happy, David, to reach out to you and talk a little bit more about the program. The one thing that we just went through an external review of our honors program from somebody who does this as a national expert, and it received rave reviews, because it really allows the student a lot of flexibility and opportunity to explore the curriculum and widen their interests across a variety of areas. So I think you would find it's not just hard. What it is meant to be is engaging and to allow some unique opportunities in terms of learning, both inside and outside the classroom. So there are some requirements, of course, otherwise it wouldn't be an honors program, but it really is more about opportunity. And so I would we'll make sure that we get you some personal outreach and you can explore that further. What was the housing question?
It was a general housing question, but more specifically was, what will the roommate situations be like due to COVID? Mm-hmm. Will they have roommates even if they don't feel safe to have one?
Yep. So what we did this year is anybody who wanted to be in a single due to COVID was given that option. Anybody who wanted a roommate also could do that. We did not allow more than 2 students to room together, however. So quads, triples, those were eliminated for this year. I do not anticipate that we would be able to give everyone a single who wants it next year, but that certainly can be a request, and we will accommodate as many of those according to priority of health and safety concerns as we can. We also will allow potentially triples and quads. Again, this is an evolving situation as we better understand the trajectory of the pandemic in the fall. For, again, students who are interested in having multiple roommates.
Okay. I
guess I should say, any of you who are planning to live on campus, new students next year, you'll be getting information from our Residence Life about how to sign up for housing, how to do all of that. So there will be information in there about special requests you may have, and they will work with you.
Okay. Okay. One question, I think we may have referred to it somewhat, but can someone in the honors program room with someone who isn't in the honors program?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your roommate selection is worked through with Residence Life. For those of you who may not know somebody else, they'll work with you to identify somebody that you might be interested in rooming with, but you absolutely can. There's no restrictions on that. Honors students are given some options for housing, but they are not mandated.
Okay. There's a question about applying for campus jobs. Are there campus jobs and can they apply for them?
So there's really two types of campus jobs. The first is work study. So in your financial aid package, if you saw a line that said work study, that is federally funded program where the federal government allocates money to colleges in order to employ you. And so it becomes part of your financial aid package in the sense that that is money you earn to help cover some of your costs associated with college. So we have those jobs across campus. In addition to that, that doesn't necessarily fulfill all the needs or the opportunities for students to work on campus. So there's also additional jobs. So that is handled through a process right at the beginning of the year. You will be contacted and given information of how to apply and sign up for an on-campus job. And actually, I should back up. That will happen over the summer as you fill out forms and get yourself registered for everything on campus. So those campus jobs are library. They're working in offices, they're helping in labs, run labs, they're in the dining hall, they're in admissions. So if you enjoyed meeting the admissions folk, you can be an ambassador for us and help us with recruiting even more amazing students like yourself to the campus. So they're everywhere. There's lifeguards in the pool, you name it.
There's a question actually that I'd like to answer. Can I have a campus tour scheduled soon? Yes, please come. We have reserved most of April specifically for you as students interested in coming in the fall of 21. So you're our priority. So we have times, days scheduled, availability. We'll work with you on your availability to give you a tour of the campus. Most of it is outside, but we do get you inside to buildings, so you will see depending upon maybe your field of study, we'll get you into the science building or other appropriate buildings that are appropriate to your discipline. We'll get you into the library learning commons, which is fantastic, as President Chap said. So we'll get you in there. You'll see the dining hall. We'll see everything. So yes, absolutely. We would love to have you there in person to show you the campus. One other question: when do freshmen take placement tests and find out about classes and register for fall?
So I'm not sure I know the exact placement test schedule, but I do know that what is going to happen is after your deposit, we already have virtual registration days set up. So there's several of those at the earlier part of the summer where you will be able to meet with your faculty advisor, as well as access other academic resources, and you will register for your classes, among other things. The placement test piece, please.
Hi, everyone. My name's Biz. I'm taking care of sending you tons of confirmation and just communications about the next steps. So any student that has deposited or they're an enrolled student with us, within a few days of us receiving that notification that you're coming, yay, you're going to be getting an email about setting up your Hood College email. That's what you're going to need in order to access our placement tests, which are already open to deposited students. You'll get another email from the Office of Student Success telling you how to access those placement tests and also how to register for an advising and registration session. Those will take place virtually in June. And so please be looking in your email for that. That's going to be the kind of the virtual getting you all signed up for classes. And I'm sure Mr. Brown would be excited to tell you about something we're very excited about that'll be happening in late July.
So yes, in addition, because we know you're tired of virtual, you're anxious to be on campus, and we know for some of you it's been very hard to visit campus. So I said, I think we need to try to get them on campus if they want to come before August. So Bill can tell you, you know, what he came up with when the president said, can we make this happen?
The month of July has quite a few days that are set up specifically for you to come to campus. And a couple of things: you're going to be introduced to a lot of the people that you would be interacting with, engaging with, faculty and staff. These are in July, so early to mid through the mid-July, probably some into late July as well. Dates for you to meet people here, but also for you to meet each other. So these are going to be small groups. We'll keep them relatively small, probably no more than 30 of you on a particular day, but you're going to meet at least 29 others that are also joining us in the fall. So you're going to get a chance to interact with them as well as other faculty and staff that are here. Another, if you haven't seen it, another tour of the campus, but if certainly for the first time, we'll get you into all those buildings. You've asked about getting into dorms on tours. Yes, we will get you into a dorm on tour. You will see how the housing is set up and where that is. We won't get you into all the residence halls, but we will get you into residence halls so you can see what they're like.
International students being able to apply for jobs. International students are not eligible for work study jobs. As I said, that comes from the U.S. government. So unless you're a naturalized citizen or you're not eligible for those. But as I said, we have on-campus jobs that are not tied to work study funding. So depending on your visa status, there is some opportunity for employment on campus. It really depends on your particular situation. So again, that's something you can ask as you go through the process, and they'll let you know what might be possible. Chorus or band opportunities, absolutely. We have all kinds of different chorales. We have band, we have theater, we have all of those art opportunities. And the vast majority of students involved in those are not majors, are not music majors. So you will find that you will meet a variety of students who are in lots of different majors, but share that passion for music. And I certainly encourage you to get involved in that.
We should add, I know that there are a lot of first-year students here today, but there are also a lot of transfer students. So you are all here together. So we're so glad about that. So yes, there are specific advising registration days for transfers and also other visit days for transfers. So you can, and all of our visit days primarily are set up on an individual basis. So everybody can come do that. The groups that are coming in July, yes, we'll group transfers and other new students together. But yes, the orientation advising days are transfer or first year student specific.
So it's hard for us to talk about the typical life of a Hood student, although we do have a Hood alum with us, so they can talk about it from their perspective. I'll just share that one of the things I love to do every year, although it hasn't been possible with COVID so much, is I become a Hood student. So I Freaky Friday. So the student becomes the president for a day, and I become the student for a day. So I get to go to all the classes, practice. Me playing golf was pretty scary. The student gets to run my meetings and, you know, supposedly wave that magic wand I've yet to find in the president's office to make everything happen. But you know, most students, full-time students, will be taking 5 classes. So usually you're in class 2 or 3 hours a day, depending on the day. And, you know, most students are involved in a number of activities. Many of our students work, so they're also balancing that part of their lives. And of course, there's just the time to be with friends, to be in the dining hall, all that good stuff that makes college a lot of fun, whether you're a commuter or here residentially. Peyton, or Biz, do you want to add anything to that?
I'm good.
Well, that's good. We're probably right up against time for mini courses to start. So we will thank you for being here for that. If any of you have not signed up for a mini course but want to, send us a note. Peyton and Biz can certainly take care of that behind the scenes and get you in. We hope you have a chance to visit us in person. These things are always wonderful, but in person is far better. So we can't wait for that to happen.
We really do look forward to having you on campus. And whenever I see people visiting, I always come out and say hello. So hopefully I will see all of you soon. If you have specific questions for me, president@hood, it's that easy. So just shoot an email. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, folks.
Hey, Riley.